Barbara Streisand.
Suit up! Suit up! Suit it up!
Hi, and welcome to the Famiglia Show. My name is Allie.
My name is Fabio.
And I'm Yolanda.
We're here to talk about some topics. They're a little bit interesting, but I feel that you'll find them very entertaining. So, we're going to start out today with virginity as our topic. I have a couple of questions. We have a special guest. His name's Tom. Go ahead and come on in, Tom. This is Tom. He's a colleague of mine. He took quite a few classes with me last semester. I had the great pleasure of getting to know him very well. And he has a couple opinions on virginity that I don't quite have based on my personal life. So, as we start off, we have Tom here. And I don't know if you'd like to speak a little bit about yourself.
Yes, sure. I'm currently 19 years old. Freshman, taking a few classes with you. Very enjoyable. My major is computer science. And my major.
Okay, is that based on personal choice, or are you waiting for marriage, or?
Mostly personal choice. I have yet to find someone deserving.
Deserving, very good word. I like that choice of word. How do you feel about virginity more towards women and virginity towards men? Like when men lose their virginity as towards women lose their virginity?
Men see it as, you go, dude, lose it. Most women's opinion on women is, it's something sacred. It's something you should hold on to.
I was going to say, going into culture, how would you personally, being of Asian descent, define virginity?
I've seen cultures where virginity is a sacred thing. I've seen cultures where virginity is nothing but just a name for a thing. It's funny because me and my parents have never had any sex talk, as most Americans would. So it's very hard for me to say, what's good, what's bad, or when is it the right time. But at the end of the day, for me, it just comes down on my own opinion, what I've seen.
As a father in the future, are you still going to have the same beliefs for your own children, or will this suddenly take on a different aspect, especially with your boys, or if you do have boys? Would you still take on that you go dude, or would you be more cautious as to where they let their virginity go and to who they give it to, coming from a parental standpoint?
From a parental standpoint, I definitely would advise caution to either girl or girl in the future.
Afterwards, to consummate the marriage and to prove that this woman was a virgin, they would take the bloody sheet and spread it about the window, and a crowd would be waiting downstairs, and they would cheer on the woman and the man for, finally releasing the virginity and having her have that sacred thing for him, and that whole tradition. How do you guys kind of feel on that?
It shows you kind of how much our culture has changed, because I think that'd be very hard to find now. Someone might be married to them and they're a virgin, but however, now it's much more of a personal choice. It's more of a you don't have to tell your friends, or family. It's more just like it happens for you and not for everyone else. And back then it was for everyone else. You were ostracized if you lost it before. For me personally, I was raised more traditionally. To wait till marriage, and as I grew older, I didn't lose sight of it, but I don't really want to wait till marriage anymore, because I don't plan on getting married until I'm in my 30s, so that's obviously a long time. However, I still think of it as more of a valued thing versus some of the young adults that I've seen around me.
I have noticed that even in middle school, when I do some observations there, these middle schoolers, which are around from like 12 to 15 years old, they've already just given it away, So I feel like it's more a popularity token now than like a charitable.
Yeah, I can see that.
Much different. Morals have changed.
Morals have definitely changed. And anybody have any opinions on how sexual orientation can really affect virginity? I know I have a personal friend of mine who, because they were going through this transition and they didn't know who they were, their immediate reaction was to give it away to a person of the opposite sex in an attempt to recover what they thought they could save.
Get into different sexual orientations, you have to define it for yourself, whereas society defines it for a straight couple.
Very true. I find that to be very, very common. Society has a very strict definition for heterosexual couples, and it's a little bit different for homosexual couples. Even a man or a man and a woman or a woman, they still have to have that discussion on to where they lost it, whether or not it's considered losing it, or if they've even lost it at all.
I do noticed that I have spoken to some homosexual couples, male homosexual couples, whether they are the giver or the receiver, and they don't know whether virginity is if they've gotten it or they've given it. So there's a lot of controversy on whether you're virgin if you've done either, or if you do a specific, you play a specific role. So I know that that's a big.
We have this general idea that as soon as a woman and a man, have sexual intercourse, that their virginity is lost. But what if this intercourse isn't consensual? Is that automatically rendered invalid? I would assume so, but that doesn't always mean that.
It could be both sides. It could be on how you look at it. If it's science-based, virginity would mean where you first have intercourse. But if you're looking at it from where you said consent, it could be a personal thing on whether you feel that virginity is when you chose someone to have sex with, or whether it was just the breaking of.
Genuinely appreciate all of you guys' opinions and your input. I want to thank Tom for coming over here today, and I want to thank my crew for having a really fantastic conversation with me. And all right.